the late hour of the night, I'm sitting in my laptop, fighting with myself to understand what is stock market and why most of the wealthiest people in the world is talking. If you want to build wealth, stop work for the money. Let the money work for you. I couldn't understand that for the first time, so I decide to start my journey to try figure out what the hell they talking about. And I decide to take you with me in this journey. But first, how the heck I actually got here. You know, I'm a normal guy like you, trying to find the best way to build a wealth, provide my family and spend more time as possible with them, working a normal job from 9 to 5. But this job barely gives me the money to really live the life that I dream about it. So, I decide to make big change to my life and search, how can I make it? And from here, come the idea to discover the world of the stock market. So let's see together what I learned from my journey. I would love to share that with you. My friend, maybe finally we getting rich together. Okay, to do that, let's send my friend Takira in the time machine back to 16th century and see what he discovered.
I'm Akira, just your average 21st century investor. At least I was until... Whoa, what just happened? This doesn't look like Tokyo. Wait, those ships, the clothing? Am I in 17th century Netherlands? The Dutch East India Company. I've read about this in history books, but seeing it in person... But how did they afford all this? Even for a massive company, this operation must be insanely expensive. Hold on, what's happening in that coffee house?
Invest in our next voyage. A share of the profits for a share of the cost.
They're selling shares to regular people. This isn't just trade. This is... Oh my god, I'm witnessing the birth of the stock market. It's so simple, yet so revolutionary. Funding massive ventures by pooling resources from many investors. This changes everything. The future of global finance, starting right here, right now. Who knew that a trade company trying to fund their voyages would create something so world-changing? As an investor from the future, I can't help but feel a connection to these early risk takers. Their leap of faith laid the groundwork for centuries of economic growth and opportunity. It's humbling to think that every stock I've ever bought traces its lineage back to this moment. The Dutch East India Company may be long gone, but its legacy lives on in every stock exchange worldwide. I guess some investments truly do stand the test of time. And to think it all started here, in these bustling ports and cozy coffee houses of the Netherlands.
Trading the stock market or stock...
Amazon and Tesla.
The stock market today has exploded, and there is more people get into it, and more people becoming extremely rich by understanding the rule of the game. However, a lot of people also have lose their money and their mental health. How is this thing is working, and how you and me, the beginner person, can play and earn from this game of the stock market. The stock market is actually a market you can buy or sell stocks. The stocks represents a part or share in a company. Let's take an example of Company X that have 100% hold by the owner. Now, if the owner want to expand his businesses, maybe bring more cash, or raising a marketing campaign, or even hiring more employees, so he can sell shares from his company in a special event called IPO. Initial public offering. That will turn the company being private to be public. Now the question is, how much value or price the stock will be? Now, the shares that the company offer called float. The value of the float is depend how this company doing in the market, like how the company financially doing, or what similar company in the market doing, and so on. But this details maybe we will cover it in another video. If you want me to talk about that, let me know in the comment. Now the question, maybe you ask yourself, where is this company list their shares to the public, and how I can find this and maybe to invest in them? The stock exchange is the place that companies listed their shares into it. There is a lot of exchanges in the whole world. Each one has a bunch of companies that's listed on it, and each one have their specific requirements in order for the companies to have their shares listed on it. One of the biggest stock exchange in the world that located in USA is the NASDAQ that founded in 1971, which have the most famous and succeed tech companies in the world, such Google, Amazon, and Apple. Now let's quickly talk about the company's symbols. Apple take a symbol AAPL, Amazon AMZN. If you want to know more, just go to Google and search for these symbols. Now let's go back into how the actually trade is execute. We have the middleman between you and the companies that called the stockbroker. Now in the past, we were sending a writing mail that's contain the order you want to apply. This order contain which side you want to be, the buy side or the sell side. Also contain the order type like a limit order or a market order, and the quantity of the share you want to sell or buy, and of course the ticker symbol that you aiming to. Now stockbroker purchases and sells stocks on behalf of the investor. But now these days we have a lot of applications that you can make this without having to speak with the broker anymore. Now my and your question is, how I can take the right decision? There's two main strategies for investing: the short-term invest and the long-term invest. The short-term invest simply mean buy the stock in low price and sell it in high price, and you can do that even under 24 hours. The long-term invest simply mean buy the stock and hold it for a long time, something like 10 years. Now the question is, which path is the perfect strategy for average person to take? The short-term invest is path that require a lot of effort, time and stress by updating to the last changes of the companies and the stocks world. And in this strategy, you can lose money very fast, 2 or 3 wrong decisions, and this is game over. This strategy give us to invest in stocks for a long time, but how we can know where to put our money? Here's come to the game the S&P 500, that's present the top and largest 500 companies listed on the stock exchange in the US. That mean if you go to the stockbroker and ask for one stock of the S&P 500, your money will be distributed for all this 500 companies. Now that will save you the time and effort to catch all the updates in the world of the stock market. Now historically, this invest will give you profit from 6 to 10% from money. And remember, we are invest in the long term. So we're looking for passive money. And by the time we start to collect more and more money by the law of compound attraction. But remember, you have to be careful with your money. The stock market can make you rich if you use the right strategy and you learned where and how much you will invest. I hope that I give you at least one thing that you learned from this video. Love you guys and see you next video.